So I didn't always have a talent for swimming. I definitely wasn't born to swim. At the time of my stroke, I wasn't able to walk straight away, so walking was quite painful for me. And I was still enrolled in my swimming lessons, so once I was able to go home and I was trying to get back into my old routine, I went back to swimming lessons and figured that that was actually a lot easier for me than walking, and it wasn't painful. So it was a way for me to move without feeling the boundaries or, you know, the effects of my stroke so much.
I was in a lot of agony and just pain in my stomach, which anyone would think is maybe just a stomach bug. And I was throwing up and I was just not getting any better. So that's when my parents decided to call the ambulance. And they took me to Nowra Hospital, and luckily there was a professor there who was teaching like some younger student doctors, and he was like, "This is really bad, her appendix is really, really infected." So they took that out immediately. It turns out that the appendix was so infected that it put me into septic shock. They took me to Randwick, Sydney Children's Hospital, in 3 ambulances. I was in the middle one. I think I was put into ICU at that point, and that is when I had 2 strokes, but we didn't know that yet.
My name's Adrienne Epps. I work in the Rehab to Kids department. When Jasmine had the appendicitis and the septic shock, her blood pressure was very low and she wasn't getting the blood supply up into her brain. That's actually when she developed the stroke, which affected her movement on the left side of her body. So there was weakness in her arm and leg, but she also had a really significant tremor, and those interfered with her ability to run fast, to move smoothly, and also the effect on her brain functions. So it takes a lot more effort for a young person like Jasmine to do those sort of everyday activities and schoolwork and learn. She was actually a really good runner, but getting back to running was difficult for her and it was painful. So moving in the pool was much easier for her. And then as she got older and started to realise that she had this talent, we were on that journey with her, helping her along that pathway as well.
I spent quite a fair bit of time at the Sydney Children's Hospital throughout my childhood, especially the 12 years I spent as an outpatient. So learning at the start how to retie my shoelaces and eat with a knife and fork, do my hair, get dressed, pretty basic skills that I had to relearn. And I also have memories of walking up and down the little stairs that they had there, so doing that a fair bit and probably getting a bit frustrated with myself, but I had the staff there to support me. I think the most important thing that I learnt about myself through rehab and therapy was that I love to push boundaries. I love to be that person where someone said, "Oh, they're not going to be able to do this," but then I do it. And I love that, and I love being able to prove expectations wrong. And I think as a stroke victim, there are a lot of perceived boundaries, but I think that I've been able to achieve a lot in my life so far, and hopefully there's still a lot to come. And I want to be able to show that to other people who have been through stroke or similar conditions, and just prove that you can do whatever you want to do. I think at the beginning of my health journey, I was definitely afraid at first, not knowing what was going to happen to me or what my new life would be like. But I think anyone who is going through something like that right now, any kids, can be rest assured that they are getting world-class care with world-class professionals in health, supporting them on their health journey. I think it's okay to be afraid, but you're going to be all right and you're in the best hands of care.